ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. And it seems that Trump is heading to more victories, and we keep on, yes, I keep on saying, we keep on catching these W's, and what we have here is just the reality of what's been told. Now, Trump's case of the Manhattan trial has been adjourned, and it's quite interesting to say the least. So, I think that, that we have here is quite interesting because we have a lot of things that would, pertain to Trump's succession. So, without further ado, we're going to get into this and what they have to say. So, it says, Trump judge still awaiting Manhattan DA's sentencing recommendation. Trump's election victory threw the New York court proceedings into uncertain territory. Well, of course, because then they're going to be known as trying to arrest a sitting president, or at least president-elect. He's not exactly inaugurated quite yet. And it will cause a lot of problems. It says, the Manhattan District Attorney said a Bloomberg report on Tuesday morning claiming that Donald Trump's sentencing for 34 criminal charges had been adjourned was incorrect. The wire was based on an automated schedule alert sent out by the court that stemmed from a court email from last week saying that all future dates have been stayed, according to the DA's office. District Attorney Alvin Bragg is still slated to file a recommendation to Judge Juan Merchan on how to proceed. Merchant can move to either delay Trump's sentencing until after he leaves the White House, or can dismiss the conviction outright, or grant a sentence of unconditional discharge, which would leave the conviction intact but free Trump from any prison time, fines, or probation. Trump was convicted in May by a Manhattan jury on 34 counts of falsifying business records, stemming from a case about payments made to a porn star, Stormy Daniels, which could have landed him a maximum sentence of up to 4 years in prison. Now, we all know this is BS, right? Because, again, we have known and seen that that a lot of these charges are just bogus. Because what they were doing is that they were saying Trump was charged, or Trump is at fault for all of the business dealings that he did during business dealings that he did in New York, etc., right? Which is insane, because even the Supreme Court of New York has said, well, a lot of Trump's people that he's working with, the bank or whatever, said they're all happy with the situation that happened and the business that they were doing with. So I don't see to where there's a criminal plot here. Like that's the whole point. Like, we can take a look at this and kind of show you guys what's going on.
The question of mission creep. Has 6312 morphed into something that it was not meant to do?
All of the defendants repeatedly violated...
Ms. Vail, can you identify any previous case in which the Attorney General sued under Executive Law 6312 to upset a private business transaction that was between equally sophisticated partners?
And it was using...
I'm sorry, but what's being described sounds an awful lot like a potential commercial dispute between private actors.
I mean, you've got two really sophisticated parties in which no one lost any money. The case that you cite involved where there was damage to consumers, damage to the marketplace. You've got a scheme to get unsophisticated consumers to take out home loans. You got a collapse of Lehman Brothers. You don't have anything like that here.
And that's something you must address, because there has to be some limitation on what the Attorney General can do in interfering in these private transactions, as Justice Friedman said, that where people don't claim harm. So what is the limiting principle? The immense penalty in this case is troubling. So how do you tether the amount that was assessed by Supreme Court to the harm that was caused here, where the parties left these transactions happy about how things went down?
Historical backdrop to this law. How do we draw a line, or at least put up some guardrails to know when the AG is operating well within her admittedly broad sphere of 6312, and when she is going into an area that wasn't intended for her jurisdiction?
So as you can see here, this is something that is quite obvious. That even the New York Supreme Appellate Court has said, like, this is, everybody's happy about the transaction, everything is good. So this was already dead in the water to begin with, the whole situation, and it is bound to be removed. Now, what we have here is that Merchant can move to, it says here that Trump was about the presidential race and Trump's victory have thrown the timeline for court proceedings into a fog of uncertainty. Merchant granted a request from prosecutors earlier this month to stay all deadlines associated with the New York case, including a plan to sentencing date of November 26 in wake of Trump's election victory, which, again, we're about 7 days out. So we'll see on how that goes, but it doesn't seem like it's going too well because I have other news here, right? It says, the peoples agree that these are unprecedented circumstances. Prosecutor Matthew Colalango said in the request, which he added would allow for prosecutors to better evaluate the impact of his election as president. Trump's attorneys who have pushed to vacate the charges against him completely also backed the stay. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in July that presidents should enjoy presumptive immunity from criminal prosecution for most actions taken as president, further complicating the path forward in the New York case. Yeah. So it is not doing good here, right? And of course, we have this here from this website here, SCMP, saying Trump's hush money sentencing adjourned post-re-election, but legal battle continues. So even from Laura Loomer says, Judge Merchant, the crooked judge overseeing President Trump's hush money trial in New York City, just adjourned President Trump's November 26th sentencing date. And it goes here to say, you had elected to receive a reminder about the appearance 7 days in advance for the following court appearance. New York Supreme Court, Part 59, Defendant Donald Trump, appearance date November 26, 2024, 9 o'clock a.m., counter-deception sentencing arraignment hearing type adjournment, and Judge Merchant. So, yeah, and I think this is it, right? I think this is the Democrats' last hurrah, and they have all failed. And let me explain onto why I think this is the case, right? I think that they're doing this because they're afraid. They're scared. Because now that Trump has been nominated as president and he's president-elect, right? When he gets inaugurated, he's going to go after all these crooked judges and these corrupt individuals that are using political warfare against him and other people that disagree with them and actually have an investigation put onto them. And so they're doing an adjournment and trying to remove and wash these cases so they're not being put into political prison. Or not political prison, but actual prison for using their political warfare against other people. And I think this is what needs to happen. I think Alvin Bragg and Judge Merchant do need to be investigated, and they need to be put in jail for the things that they've done. Because we cannot set a precedent here to where these people can go attack people politically, and then when that happens, that you are absolved from all things that you've done. These people need to be arrested and punished for what they've done. They obviously launch an investigation, and after the investigation is clear, put them in jail. Because we all know that these people are doing this for political reasons. And you cannot just be like, oh, well, just let them go. No, we have to be hard, we have to be fast. And they should persuade people to not go after people for political opponents and maybe stop the political prosecution in this country. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.